yes, you heard the thumbnail correctly. I mean, when it comes to developing the right team and the right, assets as such in terms of your organizational development and also in terms of your business thriving, it's essentially all to do with developing the right team, right? Hi, my name is Avik. Avik's a business coach and a consultant equally as well. And I'm the founder of a Better Business, Better Life, and also has lived in a strong journey of building for business and has drawn us strong learning to take the journey we had equally as well, followed by which has surrendered to all the best of my global mentors, and basis which is in the mission right now to build better business and better business owners, to build a healthy and scalable business uh, for business owners like you, and take the journey equally as well with a sustainable and healthy team equally as well. So watch this video till the end, and because I'm going to share you strong, golden nuggets, and this can be a complete game changer when it comes to taking the business way ahead and taking to the next level, right? So what really matters in this entire journey, is the strong fundamentals and beliefs and practices which can actually turn out the entire game of your business. So watch it till the end and make sure that you take enough notes, because all this capsule learning has been a deep dive journey of mine, more than 5 years, for that matter, in terms of the learning journey for altogether. So, like, yes, I was sharing the entire definition that when you actually go ahead and try to build up a business, and, or rather, when your business expands, probably there is always a situation which comes where you need to hold the team accountable for whatever they deliver. You need to ensure that every function of your business are growing at a very healthy and a very sustainable way. You also need to ensure that as a process level, at a process level, fundamentally, everything is right when it comes to giving clarity to all the functional business heads and taking the journey we had as well, right? And that's where it comes when it comes to taking the journey we had, because as a business owner, it is not possible for you every time to go to the ground bottleneck and understand the deep, nitty-gritties of it and get into those grassroots every time, right? So I was going to share 4 to 5 strong special pointers, strong best principles, which will help you to understand that yes, how at a growing phase to sustain and to take the business to the next level, how you can also make your team a champion team for that matter. So the first golden rule which comes on the table is fundamentally what we say is a win-win-win situation. Yes, you heard it right. What is it? It's a win-win-win situation, which is any decision that comes on the table, it always has to be on the favor of win for the business or for the organization first, then win for the team, and then at last the win comes for you. If you can always take decisions on table based on these three hierarchies or based on these three sequence in a chronological order, you'll never have those moments of tough fighting within the team or within the environment, because end of the day your priority is always for the environment for business to win, which means any decisions will fall on the table where the business should win first and then the team should win, and leftover, if anything is left out, is something which comes to you to win as well, right? So when you follow this chronological order, that makes your process, makes your journey very easy and convenient for the client. The second rule which comes as a business owner to demonstrate or to exhibit on the table is to ensure that you fundamentally ensure that that your business should always follow a pattern in terms of the journey and in terms of the process that we are demonstrating. So what I'm trying to refer is what we generally call is something to do with fail fast, fail abruptly, right? So, there might be situations in business where you don't learn at the first level, or you don't become perfect at the first level. As a functional head, also your functions also operate on a similar pattern. But what makes it really momentum on the go is how does your function fails fast and learn those on the journey and make it right one more time, and rather than just sticking to it and not able to get onto the table as well, right? So what is essentially important from a cultural perspective is fail fast and fail abruptly and then stand by and move ahead. It's not about sitting on the neck and just trying to overthinking on the stuff, whatever has happened and why it has happened, and why it should not have happened and all that stuff, because that will just drain your energy and you don't end up you end up lying nowhere for that matter. So it's essentially very important that You also understand the second, as a business owner, this should be also equally drained in the environment and understanding equally as well for that matter. Yeah, which is always to ensure that to go by this guiding principle. Okay. The third pillar which comes on the table is again a very strong principle to act upon, is to ensure that there always has to be a strong code of honor when it comes to combining the team together and taking the journey way ahead. Because unless you have a strong code of honor, unless you have a strong binding force in effect, so every decisions in situations that you implement with, so the relationship with business owners, so in this case with you, and the accountability which comes in place with respect to different uh, business functions becomes very challenging. So if you can simplify that at a day-to-day level, and any decisions which comes on the table, uh, whether it is in terms of clarity to task and activities, whether it is in terms of clarity to management decisions, whether it is in terms of role goal clarity as well, or whether it is in terms of business goals clarity with respect to functional goals and team goals as well. So all such decisions, it is always abided by a strong code of honor. So, code of honor like respect, code of honor like accountability, code of honor like discipline, right? So these are not something which is just on a ground level like a dictionary to work upon. These are the moments where it sets the standard of the business, it sets the tone of the business, right? So as a business owner, if you don't set those guiding principles, if you don't set those strong fundamentals in the business, probably it will be very difficult for you when your business expand, uh, you know, even beyond from a perspective of our nature of business, which is more in terms of products and services. Even when the business expands, geographically wise or region wise as well, it will be very difficult for you as a business owner to have a complete handhold and shape on the business or accountability on the business. So what I essentially mean is the journey which will make you live by, right? So as long as we have those strong code of honor to support the the mission vision of the business, as long as you have the strong code of honor to support all those conflict situations in the business, that will make your job very simple and very easy and for that matter. Yeah. So that becomes your third core principles for that matter when it comes to building and developing a strong team in the environment to take business to the next level. The fourth pointers which comes on the table is as again a very strong principle. I mean, on a very personal note, I believe it to the core of my heart. Trust my words. This has been a game changer for many big brands, and this is how it operates for many big brands as well, which is always express yourself in situations where it is not even allowed to express, and that makes the communication more simpler, that makes the communication more effective, and also to avoid a lot of assumptions and conflicts in the situation. So express even when you are not allowed supposed to do so, and express to the level that you can to address those burning situations of business. And this can be the pointers across all hierarchies in the business, because it's not about just bombarding the task and checklist from top to bottom. It's more about acceptability of those, uh, you know, brainstorming. So most of the time, the damage that happens at a business level is it is always a bombarding session where there is no buying from the team, where there is no buying of the execution of strategies for the team, and that only predominantly happen because it all comes from a controllership kind of attitude or approach by the effective business heads. Okay, so whichever business heads or whichever functional heads your business heads are operating or the functional leaders are operating, you have to ensure that every functions has equal clarity in, when it comes to circulating those information down the team. So what I mean by that is always there should be a buying and enough way of expressing each other's thoughts in the environment so that it always comes as an acceptance to execute and to deliver. Else it will never going to happen for that matter. Yeah. So that's the fourth pointer. Yeah. The fifth pointer which comes on the table, the last but not the least, is again a very strong to talk about is communicate when you are not told to do so. And so essentially it is about over communicate when you are not told to do so, and communicate to the level that you can. Okay. So even there are situations, there are ways out, process out as well, where you will find a lot of time that as business leaders, we hold communications and information to ourselves, just kind of security for us, or maybe a kind of protection for us. But those things will not going to work out. What really will going to work out is the strong actionable. So even if the decision has been taken on the table, and it is not coming from the team member, or rather it is not coming from your end, so communicate at the advanced levels before even the damage takes place between the team member, before even the damage takes place within the team. Because when the damage gets bigger and bigger, it becomes very difficult as a business owner to control and to get onto those issues as such. So always have different levels of communication. But then now the levels and channels have become so frequent as well. So that becomes also very easy for that matter. Whether you do intra communication within the organization, whether you do those unofficial communication in WhatsApp and other platforms as well, or whether do you do a direct face-to-face or one-to-one communication, but do communicate, do over-communicate in situations even when it is not required to do so. That can only help the environment from being damaging, rather than protecting, rather than getting into a different zone. Remember one thing, it's always the culture of the organization which builds the business and not the other way, right? Once you're able to build that, once you're able to make that happen, it comes all by default, it comes all by nature for that matter. And that's how you set the tone of the business. That's how you set the environment of the business, right? And that becomes very, 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 very simplified when you are able to, when you're able to make it happen again and again with your functional heads, with your deliverables for that matter. Yeah. So with that, we come to the end of this video, and just to summarize all the pointers one more time. So to ensure that you are able to build your business and take your team to the next, take your business to the next level with your team, is follow these 5 golden principles, which are fundamentally get into the execution of win-win-win situation, win for the clients, win for the business, win for the team, and then win for yourself. Then comes is fundamentally the principle where it talks about fail fast and fail abruptly. Then fundamentally, then the next point is which comes is again to work on the ground of holding the code of honor strong with business values. So which is essentially, it's all about business values. You're holding it strong with the code of honor, and demonstrating it and delivering it in times of despair whenever it is required to do so. Yeah. And then comes express yourself in times when even it is not required, and express to the level that you can when it is required. And last but not the least, over communicate in situations when it is not required to do so, to avoid such conflict zone, and to get into the ground root and understand and get this buying on the table to execute process strategies and teams better. So with that, we come to the end of this video, and I'm sure this might have given you enough food for thought. So just listen to this video again and again, watch it again and again by phone, and see that where does it resonate and how you can take the ball way ahead as well. So, right. So if you keep try to get this such sort of videos, which will going to help you and address your burning issues of business for that matter. So just make sure that you download the link below, because that will going to give you the high performance strategy for building a strong team as well, and that will also help you to be connected with the platform and keep getting such strong, powerful insights as well. Till then, Avik signing off here as of now. Sign up the link below to ensure that you keep getting some powerful videos, and do share your learnings and takeaways as well. That will help me to keep posting such videos again, on a consistent level, to deliver it, to help you to solve your problem in the environment as well, and to add in this level. Avik is signing off as well as of now. Look forward to the next pop-up video. Till then, have a wonderful day ahead. Bye bye. Take care.